Good evening to one and all. Welcome to the fourth day of 5-day national webinar on Cyber World. I am Kavya Nair of 2nd BSc Psychology, your host for today. I also would like to greet Reverend Dr. Jimmy Akad, HOD, PG Department of Psychology of Yuvakshetra Institute of Management Studies, our resource person, Dr. Era Natarashan, Reverend Dr. Delphi, coordinator of the event, and all the participants who have gathered here for the session. We hope you will learn a lot today. We have lined up for you to be fruitful and engaged. Ladies and gentlemen, the workshop is organized by the PG Department of Psychology, IQAC of Yuvakshetra Institute of Management Studies, in association with Trichur Institute for Mental Health and Neuroscience. This national webinar attempts to deliberate on the legal, psychological, social, psychopathological, and developmental perspectives on cyber engagement with emphasis on its etiological, therapeutic, and preventive nuances. The topic of today's session is mental health professionals, parents, and mentors as gatekeepers. May I invite everyone to evoke the Almighty. I request Ms. Nandana R. of 2nd BSc Psychology to grace this occasion with a prayer.
ഹൃദയരാഗതന്ത്രിമീട്ടി സ്നേഹഗീതമേകിയും കർമ്മഭൂമി തളിരിടുന്ന വർണ്ണമേകിയും നമ്മിൽ വാഴുമാതിനാമം ഇന്നു വാഴ്ത്തിടാം ഞങ്ങൾ പാടുമീശ്വരങ്ങൾ കീർത്തനങ്ങളാകണേ ചൂടുവയ്ക്കുമീ പദങ്ങൾ നൃത്തലോലമാകണേ കുഞ്ഞു വീടിനുൾക്കണങ്ങൾ സ്വർഗമാകണേ അമ്മ നൽകുമുമ്മ പോലും അമൃതമാകണേ പൂർണ്ണമീ ചരാചരങ്ങൾ ഗുരുവരങ്ങളാകണേ ഹൃദയരാഗതന്ത്രിമീട്ടി.
Now, I would like to call upon Ms. Chitra Suresh of 2nd BSc Psychology to deliver the official welcome speech.
Motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. A warm good evening to one and all gathered here on this wonderful evening. Myself, Chitra Suresh of 2nd BSc Psychology, I reckon it a great honor and privilege to deliver the welcome speech. First and foremost, I would like to welcome our HOD of PG Department of Psychology, Reverend Dr. Jimmy Akkad, who has given us the path to follow to make our dreams reality and given the firm foundation for all young minds. Welcome, Father.
Thank you.
I feel delighted and it's my pleasure to welcome today's resource person, Dr. Aisha Eran Adrasan, the Senior Principal of Krishnasamy Group of Institutions, Kuralur, near Puducherry, Tamil Nadu. Speaking about Dr. Eran Adrasan, he was born in Tamil Nadu. He completed his graduation from Jamal Mohammed College and pursued further studies from Annamalai and Alagappa universities. He is a famous children's writer. He started his writing career as a poet in Tamil weekly Ananda Vikadan, and he later got interest in writing short stories and science fiction for children. He has written 83 books. His notable works are Aisha, Vasikalam, Oru Thoranum Moonru Nanbargalum, Rose, and much more. He has also received Sahitya Academy Award for Children's Literature in 2014 and Dr. Radhakrishnan Award in 2008. He has also translated the work of Dr. V.S. Ramachandran, the great famous psychophysiologist and neurologist living in US, that is, The Emerging Mind. So today, he will be sharing about his views on mental health professionals, parents, and mentors, gatekeepers. I'm extremely overwhelmed to welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Next, I wholeheartedly welcome Dr. Delphi, Assistant Professor, PG Department of Psychology, for coordinating this webinar. Welcome, sister.
Thank you.
Finally, yet immortally, I welcome all the scholars, mental health professionals, and researchers who are attending this webinar to today's talk. I hope that you will find this session insightful and engaging. Welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Chitra, for such a warm welcome. To take over the program, we are pleased to have Dr. Ira Natras, popularly known as Dr. Aisha Natras, who is a renowned writer of children's books and education. He has written more than 80 books, most of them on science and science fiction. He is the author of Aisha that has sold millions of copies in 12 languages. He is also honored with the Dr. Radhakrishnan Award in 2008 and the Sahitya Academy Award for Children Literature in 2014. Over to you, sir.
Good evening and a grand vanakkam to you all.
Good evening, sir.
Reverend Father Jimmy Ockot's coordinator, Sister Ma'am, and those gathered here, great minds of psychology. It's a great pleasure for me to present today's paper to you. I think this is the need of the hour to talk about cyber world. Already it has taken many lives of our children. And of course, you're all well aware, today, we, the psychologists, we need to be very alert and participate in rescuing people from what is otherwise called the addiction to cyber world. First of all, what we call as the cyber world. Actually, I want to define this word. To define this word, I have to compare yesterday with today. In those days, letter writing we did. Now we are messaging, mailing. We were having games in the street. Now they are all video games. In those days, we had friend circle. Now our children have social media, network people. Notes, writing, they were part of our life. Now our guys are downloading everything. Publishing, we did a lot in those days. Now posting in media is publishing. Talking became chatting. Shopping became Amazon ordering. Hotel became Swiggy. Everything online. Even food is nowadays fast food. So we are now undergoing the fourth industrial revolution. We should understand the world first before we enter into this topic. The first industrial revolution, that was actually a steam locomotive revolution and air transport revolution. The second revolution was mass production revolution, atomic age revolution. The third revolution was computer revolution, and of course the revolution of space age. The fourth industrial revolution is a cyberspace revolution. That is why we should also change the science of psychology in accordance with today's cyberspace revolution. This is having artificial intelligence, machine learning, speech, image recognition. We are having virtual reality, big data, blockchain, robotics, and Internet of Things, so on and so forth. All these things put together today have made the real intelligence to go back. Today we have artificial intelligence, which is faster than the human mind. We have the chat GPT, threatening many of our IT brethren to lose their jobs. Now we have GPS system to go anywhere. We don't need any map or any globe in our classroom. 3D printing has come. Anything can be 3D printed, including your face and my face. So artificial intelligence has almost killed our emotional intelligence. For example, there was an incident at the railway station, which I can report to you. Throughout my today's presentation, I will give you many things of my own experience with my own people, where I am one of the very important psychologists in the school for counseling. We are having many campuses together. At a railway station, when the child was actually walking on the tracks, train was approaching. Instead of saving the child, people were very busy in taking videos and cell phone photographs. This pathetic condition shows our emotional intelligence is actually have taken the back seat. Now artificial intelligence is killing our emotional intelligence. So today, internet is an increasing part in our culture, in the life of students, college youth, and adults in a very separate ways. Let us first see how actually they are occupied with these things. School students are very busy with the video games. During the holidays, you can see they are too busy with that. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram activities, class activities through WhatsApp groups. Today, education is done in WhatsApp groups. Online ordering of foods and goods done by school students themselves. When you talk about the college students, you can see video games, all this for the school students, and online chatting and other things for the college students. Today, 1-year-old child can unlock the mobile. 2-year-old can learn the password pattern of your cell phone. So imagine about the college students. They are having online chatting, Netflix film viewing, as you have seen already, online gambling, social networking, Facebook, Instagram, jobs online. IT brethren are there. Many of the jobs have become online nowadays. Think about the adults. From cooking to dressing, we go for YouTube, web surfing on day-to-day activities, video calls, social media messaging, online lifestyle. There are 4 words today, very, very important in the field of our mental health professionals. The first word I am presenting today is nomophobia. This is what we face in schools nowadays, in colleges nowadays. Many people who are coming to me, they are having this problem, and it is reported the fear of being without your mobile. Even you are not ready to give up your mobile for charging purpose. That is the very important phobia. There is one more, which is called the VGA. We call video game addiction, which is today part of the society. Many children, small children, are affected with this syndrome. IAD comes, internet addiction disorder, mostly with the youth, and moving towards the adult age. They are having the internet addiction disorder. The fourth is CVS, computer vision syndrome. This computer vision syndrome is part of everybody today. Digital eye strain, that's what we call it. Let us take one by one before we enter into further topics. When we talk about nomophobia, it is otherwise called no mobile phobia. It is a behavioral addiction, increased anxiety, poor self-esteem, emotional instability. When you are going to lose your mobile phone, keep somewhere else and search, or you have given up the mobile because something is wrong with it, you get all these things. What is the totality? 53% totally, according to the YouGov US-based research organization. Among our society today, 53% mobile users have this nomophobia. 58% men, 47% women. They are not ready to give up mobile even during sleep, even during prayer, even during any other very important activities. They always keep their mobile at their heart. They have to handle it. In the hand, it should always be there. Otherwise, they will become what? What are the symptoms? See this. General symptoms of nomophobia. Using mobile phone as a protection to avoid real interaction. This is the second stage. You will stop talking to even your own people at home. They'll be in the next room. You'll be calling them only through mobile. You love to talk to them only through mobile. And there is one more thing. Keeping the mobile in the ears and walking on the road as if they are talking is done to avoid real interaction on the road. The lack of sleeping, phantom rising, vibration syndrome it's called. Even at night, very often these people get up, look at their mobile. They think it is vibrating. They think it is ringing. That is a very important syndrome. Feeling for rejection, loneliness, and insecurity when it is not ringing, when nobody sends any message, or they think they are left out. And finally, they get into depression. Specific physical health symptoms of this nomophobia is tachycardia, where abnormal heart rate is reported, agitation on everyday life, respiration, respiratory problems, trembling, disorientation when the mobile is not with you. These are all very touching syndrome. It's a kind of a thing very dangerous on everyday life. During work, it affects your total involvement in the work. During your everyday activity, including eating habit, including sleeping, including your all sort of works, this is affecting you very badly. Nomophobia is very dangerous. Mental health symptoms are depression, panic, fear, low self-esteem. So what is the treatment? Cognitive behavioral psychotherapy is used today. I have used this on many of my students who have come to me with the same problem. After the pandemic was over, when the school was reopened and the colleges were reopened, the online classes came to an end. So during the end of this area, we had a lot of people having homophobia. So we had to treat the teachers, we had to teach the students, and etc. What is cognitive behavioral therapy? When you talk about cognitive behavioral therapy, we always think about the behavioral patterns only. No, we are actually entering into the person's cognitive issues. Social intervention is made, psychological intervention is made into their thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes. But there is one problem with the CBT. Many psychology and other counseling specialists are doing CBT of same thing for many individuals. But regarding the problem of nomophobia and other problems of cyber world, let me tell you, CBT should be actually adjusted based on the age of the patient, because age-wise, the utility of cell phone changes, age-wise, the way of approach towards the internet changes, age-wise, everything actually is on the edge. So we have to plan according to the patient. There cannot be one shirt that everybody can wear. Second thing is cognitive behavioral therapy added with suicide prevention therapy in extreme cases. Sometimes I can give you one example. One particular college student lost his own cell phone. New cell phone was bought, but anyway, what have been lost, he has missed many things in that cell phone, it seems. So in that case, he was actually moving towards suicide at the end point, and this therapy extremely worked. Then we are talking about video game addiction syndrome. Video games are of three types. Please remember, this is a very important, very important session. First and foremost, video game is self-gaming. Only one person is playing there. Second video game is the machine will play with you. It is a dual game. The third video game is one video game you will be playing, one will be in Germany, your partner, one will be in Chennai, one will be in Trivandrum, one will be in Delhi, and in from so many places people can come and have the game with you. It is actually, this is the trick of all video gaming online. When you talk about the video games, we should always remember that the mental health professionals are approached only after the end point, that is the foremost end point, and then they are disturbed. The problem gambling is there. Non-stop they play. They don't even stop at night. You won't believe me. There are so many cases like this. I will tell you some examples. Social withdrawal, anxiety disorders, mood disorders, pre-existing mental disorders, depression, obesity, sleep deprivation, giving up food friend studies. They will give up everything for just to play. They want to play always. No closing down. Slowly, it is pulling them out. The treatment is very difficult in this matter. Let me explain you. It is actually treated as somatic symptom disorder only. The treatment actually can vary because sometimes the multiple leads of the problems should be solved. You are having one case before you, but that case actually is having connection with more than 100 cases. So to solve this one case, you have to solve minimum all those connections that that particular case is having, and the case study can be made along with their friends and also the circle, the people at home, and everybody needs some type of counseling. Electroconvulsive therapy I gave for one particular case. That was because of one bad reason. I sent him to one psychologist, and I also sent him for one electroconvulsive specialist, and that was solved in a matter of about 15 days, because this particular student, he was having a particular love towards one particular game. That game actually was a gambling. So he was going to many steps. The parents have tried their level best to change him. The people have changed his home. They tried their level best to avoid him doing this. But he went to the browsing centers to play the same. And slowly it caught upon him. And inside one room, he locked himself. And for 3-4 days, he never came out. He had even bed sore. That much was the involvement. So we have to give him finally some electroconvulsive therapy also. Psychotherapy works, talk therapy works superbly, and in this matter, let me tell you, group therapy can be really useful, because the child has missed the youth or whoever it is has missed the relationship with others. They have missed the family members. They have missed the society. They have missed everything. They think they are part of the game. They think they are inside the computer. That is the main problem. So when you are going to give counseling for these kind of disorders, please remember, it is not the child alone. It is not the case alone to be convinced or counseled. The real root should be taken away. There is a friendship from all sides. Support is given. But please remember, this is a very dangerous disease. Researchers are still learning about video game addiction, because impulsivity is there. Actually, what kind of nerves are impulsing the child into addiction? We have to find out. Now, so far, we have not found any neurological medicines. All those medicines given are only for sleep. Sometimes even that don't work. They take medicines, they don't sleep, so anxiety comes. And there was one case recently that fellow was playing for longer time, forgetting to go for urine for more than 48 hours. So he had urinary bladder busting, and their death was reported in the newspapers. Even people get bed sore. As I told you, this kind of addiction is very dangerous. So video game addiction, there may be people in your own home you won't be knowing. There will be people in your own street you won't be knowing, because children entering into video games is a very important danger today in the society. Let us go for the next one. Internet addiction disorder. When we talk about internet addiction, especially this comes for the IT sector people and those people who have to work long hours with the internet. That you may be one ticket examiner in the railway station. You are sitting in that place. You are going to book tickets for people. And that you may be a person who have to really use the internet for many reasons. So this disorder comes because of two reasons. One, this is coming for adolescents, emerging adults. Also, the risk of carpal tunnel syndrome comes because for a long time you are typing. Your hands become nervous and your hands can never do any other work except typing. That is called the carpal tunnel syndrome. This is a separate area to deal with. You have to get other doctors advice also in this. Rapid heartbeat, anger and anxiety when away from the system. These are all there. Sometimes when the internet actually is not connected and they go to the extreme level of breaking the computer into pieces, that much anger they cut and the anxiety they build with. The treatment we give for this is same CBT, but there is a special CBT called 1A. It is actually psychosocial treatment, identifying triggers of internet on emotional states, behavioral modification therapy, and harm reduction therapy. These kind of things were needed for those who started working from home, when they went to offices, the offices were closed on time. Evening, when they go for 8:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock, they have to be back. When they went to the office, they traveled for some time. And even the night shift people went only in the evening. They came back early in the morning. But when the work from home started, they worked for hours and hours and hours. It became an addiction for them. So we needed behavioral modification therapy, BMT, and slowly we increased the timing of switching off the computer. Switching off computer for how many hours? 1 hour we started with, and slowly it will reach the other cases. So this is a very important, another important problem today in the society. Researchers have proved the treatment for internet addiction may sustain up to 6 to 9 months. Sometimes it is more like therapies for the alcohol abusers. Now we talked about computer vision syndrome. Today, almost everybody, including small children who are playing mobile phones, have this syndrome. What are the symptoms? Daily headaches are reported. Daily they take tablets. They don't report at all. They don't bother. Even after big headaches and severe pain at the back of the head, they do it continuously. Blurred vision, neck pain, fatigue, dry eyes, not even 1% of tears in the eyes, no cleaning, nothing takes place. That is a dry eyes, a dangerous position. Vertigo problem comes. You will be looking at things seem moving around you when they are not moving. Dizziness comes. These are all very important symptoms. When we talk about the treatment for this, for small children, we can teach a 20-20-20 rule. This 20-20-20 rule is very simple to follow. Every 20 minutes, see an object 20 feet away for 20 seconds. This will really help your eyes adjust with the eye strain and other things. And astenopic treatment is given. This treatment is for the eye strain, where it is a very reddish in color, the symptoms change. Artificial tear treatment is given for dry eyes. So you can have some drops and once in a while you can use it. Omega-3 treatment is suggested by the Siddha. Taking egg, broccoli, fish may help you to improve your eyesight. Today's society is actually full of these kind of problems. Now we have answered all 4 important major issues in the cyber world treatment. Now we are going to the next topic. In what way socio physical problems are actually in the society totally, they are all prevailing because of the cyber world. This is our next topic. We are now entering. Look at this. You all will agree with me. Outdoor games, indoor games are replaced by mobile games. This gives multiple disadvantages for the children. Team disorders they get. They don't know how to be as a team. They have got obesity. Their bodies are very fat, abnormally. Hypoventilation syndrome they have got. And they don't have fresh air, fatigue, breathlessness, dizziness. The real problem comes when you are alone. You are only communicating with the device and nothing else. So these are all very disadvantages. When they go to school, they go there, they be there. When they come home, the minute they enter, they are with the cell phones or mobile phones or computer or iPods or anything. So this is actually in the society a very important problem. Next is the brain is so much busy in thinking about the cyber activity, which kills creativity in children, no innovation in them, social communication is zero. So for even a small thing that happens, they commit suicide. They are actually not ready to face the reality. And because of this, the society is full of suicidal issues. due to over involvement on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, etc., and say society has become a place of selfie maniacs. Even when people are going in summer to the resorts, hill stations, they don't really love the place. They are not involved in actually to be there for some time in peace. They always take photos, videos. They always plan how to really, post them in the WhatsApp, post them in the Instagram, post them in the Facebook. So these kind of things, that is what I call selfie maniacs. Next is 80% of the affected crowd in a recent survey was not able to cry, shout, object, or oppose to the harm directed towards them. They became just viewers as they couldn't be participants. This is a very dangerous, important side effect of nothing but the cyber world. You are watcher, you are not a participant. So when something happens to someone, there was a very nice meme. Meme is also part of the cyber world today. Very nice meme it was. Somebody was drowning in the river and nobody was ready to cure, but everybody was ready to click. So that is how we have become today. In a very important survey, think about this. Even harm was made. You should shout, ayyo, ayyo. You should shout, thief, thief. You should shout, 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 shout. The whole society is silent. They have become watchers. They have not become the people who have to really participate. This is a very important side effect of this cyber world today. Now we are entering the role of the mental health professionals in this particular world. Counseling and behavioral management. What the mental health professional doing? Mental health professional provide advice and they give proper counseling on behavioral management. They work on strategies to manage the thought control in cyber menace. They provide emotional roadmap on how a cyberspace mental issue can be cured. These things are for the behavioral management group. There are nowadays the advantages of our great cyber world is coming out with mental health apps. These are some of the advantages. It is convenience because treatment can take place from anywhere. The person does not need any appointment. Anonymity is there. The claimant can seek treatment without others knowing it. And first step for those who have avoided mental health care can be done over their own cell phone. Consistency is maintained because technology can offer a single treatment program to many at a time. But as a psychologist and as a person who gives counseling, let me tell you, these kind of apps are very, they are only handy when you talk about it. They are not very much usable. It is the best thing to go for a counseling. It's the best thing to go to a counselor and a mental health person. Role of parents and mentors. Today, actually, the child and the parent is a very important pair we have to take and analyze. They talk very less. They don't talk much with each other. When they talk with each other, it always becomes a talk of what they have received in the mobile phone. What is being shared. They don't know really how to take it or leave it. The real thing is they believe everything. One or two things I can tell you regarding what is shared nowadays in the cyber media. Most of the things shared are fake. It's not science, but they call it science. Recently, one particular message was shared again and again and again. They are telling everyone in their house should have the Dorasi plant. Dorasi plant is medicinal plant. Its medicinal values are very good. But that particular message is telling us when we have Dorasi plant at home, it is giving out the ozone gas. When it's giving out ozone gas, ozone layer depletion will be solved. So all Indian houses, everywhere, if they are going to have Dorasi plant, that will be the solution. It's a fake thing. We can very easily tell. Science tells us you cannot breathe ozone. Ozone is very dangerous when you are having Tulasi, and when it is going to give out the ozone gas, naturally there will be death in the house. So Tulasi never gives out ozone gas. It's a fake news, but it was shared more than 1,000,000 times. That is today's society and the world. One more example I can give you. The second example is very simple example. This particular message told that from China, they are actually bringing rice made up of plastic. Plastic rice is in the market. Please be very careful. Test and get. China has come to this market to do it. I asked my students when they showed me that, as a counselor, I asked them simple questions. What is the rate of 1 kilo plastic? 1 kilo plastic rate today is 250 rupees. What is the rate of 1 kilo rice? Today you can get rice, of course, 50 rupees, 60 rupees also. But when it comes for the ration, it comes for about 10 rupees, 20 rupees. Why should a fool make a plastic which is 250 rupees, make it into rice which is only 20 rupees and sell in the market? This is a very basic thing which the people can think. But before they think, they forward. There was a beautiful movie which was filmed to the children, and we should also try those things in the future. This film was so nice. The News was the title of the film, Italian film. One reverend father in a church is coming out, opening the church door. Two people this side, three people that side were waiting, and suddenly the father saw a snake, cobra, coming from this side to that side. The father alerted the people and they went out. Father locks the church. That one fellow who has seen, he has photographed the cobra in his cell phone and is sending others. The third person who was forwarding, this is the cobra that killed the father. That was the message he has added to this. So Reverend Father was walking to go to his chapter, which is 2 streets later. He has to go to his home, house, resting place. There he was moving. Before he goes home, there is a coffin waiting for him at home. Such a very high speed they have shared the message. Very beautifully it ends. Father goes and stands and looks everything. Now he says, my goodness, Cobra is alive. I am alive. Why these people are dead? That's the message of the film. So today, it's very dangerous that our children are living in such a world. So great role the parents should play. They should actually guide the children. Engage in online activities along with your child. Don't allow the child separate till the child is reaching 8th standard minimum. Teach your children safe and responsible online behavior. What is responsible online behavior? Not sharing whichever they actually being shared. Don't share everything. There is no need for forwarding anything unless or otherwise. Please monitor their cyber usage. It is essential. You can teach them how to use it properly and monitor instead of blocking the objectionable content. Because when you block something, children get curious and they want to see that. Keep the device in a common area, especially every Indian home has one hall, which is a common place. There will be TV there. In that area, you can have the device, computer, tab, or whatever it is. And that can be utilized by the children, that you can very easily observe and monitor its use. Check your child's after school hours. Where are they going? before they reach home, you would have put them in an activity outside, a violin class, or maybe somewhere they are going for the playground to play football, friend's house, wherever they are. Please check if they are using a device without your supervision. These are all to be considered as a parent to really safeguard the child. When you think about college youth, never allow them to post or trade a personal photograph online. This brings us so many dangers. I need not tell you, you would have read a lot of papers, newspapers, news, and all. You know better than me. If the youth reports an uncomfortable online exchange, take it very seriously and speak to them. Take steps, the next step to avoid it. Examine your credit card, phone bills, because online they may take anything, they may buy anything, and you may lose your money. And after losing everything, scolding won't help. So periodically you have to check them for any unusual account charges. Let the youth know that they must never agree to meet anyone in person they came across online unless parental supervision. Teach the youth safe and responsible online behavior. It's a must. We are going to the gatekeepers. Are they devils or angels? Because today the word gatekeepers is defined in three ways. Many people are not knowing the real meaning of this particular phrase. They use it with the improper meanings. Gatekeepers actually can be an angel for you, or they can even be a devil for you. What the gatekeeping theory says: gate is an entrance or exit from one network to another with the filters. Gatekeepers are self-regulatory individuals or organizations comprising experts from education, mental health, and children's rights. We have gatekeeping committee in a school. We have gatekeeping committee in, actually you can even have it in a flat where you are living. The entire flat can have so many people can come together. You can decide. The self-regulation rules are decided. These self-regulatory rules, there was a surprising rule in a village. I recently read about it. It is in North India somewhere. The village has a gatekeepers committee. That committee decides evening from 6 to 8:30, no gadgets. That's a beautiful scenario. People go together, they sit together, they talk to other people, they talk to old people, they talk to their grandfathers, grandmothers, they say stories. Up to 8:30, no touching of any gadgets. That's such a fantastic decision taken by the gatekeeping committee. So gatekeeping committees can be very useful in these kind of ways. Gatekeeping is also done in every home. For example, you want to see that your children are correctly, perfectly molded, how to properly, positively use the network, then you have to do gatekeeping. You have to participate in their programs. You have to find out what they are doing, help them do it better. For any child who is interested, for example, in music, you can put all the music based best internet, all those areas of link in one place and help them. With the link, they can go enjoy the music. If they are interested in science technology, they want to see all the science experiments, then you can have all the links put together on the screenshot, and these people can very easily in the evening when they come can use it. So spend some time. Gatekeeping, first of all, needs your attention. People say, I have spent this much of money for my son, this much of money I have spent for my daughter's education, this and that. Money is nothing. Today, you have to spend time with them. That is more important. Otherwise, if the gatekeeping fails, naturally, please remember, it will bring so many issues. Now we are going to the next level. What the gatekeepers are actually doing. The role of gatekeepers can be simply this. They can help distinguishing, for example, between games of skill and gambling. Number two, they bring IT rules in an organization, in the school, library, what is permitted, what is not permitted online, in a college, in the computer lab, what is permitted, what is not permitted. In an organization, IT rules are bought, what actually can be done, what cannot be done. They help sort out the data pouring in a device. Gatekeeper can help a child understand the big data. All data that are pouring are not true also. So how to sort out them? How to identify the correct and also the perfect truth behind the data. And today you know very well what big data is. If you still don't know what big data is, please remember, whenever you are going to browse something and find out something, search and bring it to your screen, people on the other side are always taking data, what you are actually doing, what you are interested in, why you are seeing that again and again, and what kind of things, this and that. So without your knowledge, when you are going to open your screen, plenty of things you already liked will come and just into the screen again and again, they will pour it. So this kind of big data concepts should be made understood for the child. The gatekeepers also monitor violence, conflicts, disaster. For example, in a place, Chunaveli, in Tamil Nadu, the children were playing video games. It became a violence. Unfortunately, that game involved about 23 students living in many streets together. They were playing one game online. It became a conflict. So, one 9th standard student murdered one 8th standard student. So, violence is actually the most dangerous part of this. It is not happening every day. It is not happening everywhere. But let me tell you, it is happening. So, it is very important. For the girls who are studying in college, intimacy is lost. They share your data. And what happens? With a single company that you are sharing your data, it is shared everywhere. The real problem of today is very simple. Many students who left the schools innocently, today the parents are struggling because the colleges are calling them. Where they got the numbers, they don't know. The NEET coaching centers are calling them. Where they got the numbers, they don't know. And even the a basic company that is that selling unwanted things for the students, they are calling the parent. How they got the numbers, we don't. So personal information is in a great state today. It's a big danger regarding the cyber media. So to maintain intimacy, the gatekeepers' roles are very, very important. Who can be a gatekeeper? A gatekeeper can be a parent. Gatekeeper can be a committee. Gatekeeper can be somebody who is taking care, a caretaker, a mentor. Anybody can be a gatekeeper. But usually the gatekeepers are matured people who help in many ways to prevent. Prevention is better than cure. But there is other side of gatekeeping definition. That is what now I am entering into. But before that, please remember, 3 rules are important when you are going to have gatekeepers committee. First thing is the gatekeepers should keep secret. They should, maybe one child is committing some mistake. and you have rectified it. Don't take that story everywhere. That will affect the child. Every gatekeeper is like a counselor only, a psychological counselor and a mental health professional. The first and foremost duty is to keep secret. That intimacy between you and your patient should be maintained. Unless you are going to keep it safe, then how can you become a counselor? So that is very important. The gatekeepers can take issues to the counselors, the mental health people. Issues to them. They know what is going on, how it is done, because they are one step upper and they can see things. It is like looking at the ground from the third floor. They can see things, what is happening around them. And this particular child is addicted. This particular child is a very dangerous position. They can take the child to the mental health professional, advise the parent to do that, help the parent come out of this particular problem. So gatekeepers are very sensitive job. Second thing about gatekeepers is they should also safeguard the womanhood. That is the main aspect of having gatekeepers in a society, in a small living livelihood, etc. So these are all part of gatekeepers' plans. Now, sometimes it may backfire. A gatekeeper may block you from contacting the decision-making boss of your organization on your urgent need. When some organizations are having gatekeepers, they are blocking the particular area of the internet to chat with your boss or send him some message. The gatekeepers are having complete power to stop it and do something. Gatekeepers in the context of digital market, Facebook, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, FAGM, they play a role as a gatekeeper to stop other small companies coming up. That is also taking place. So both sides we are having. As I told earlier, the role of the gatekeepers can be made very clear. The gatekeepers is a committee, so please maintain it properly in the communities, in a school, in an educational institution, all this. If the gatekeepers committee is made up of psychology people who can understand the basic of the human behavior, it will be more useful to avoid conflicts, disasters, etc. So far, what we have seen is actually a overall approach by the society to the cyber world and the dangers it poses. There are so many positive things that we can discuss about the cyber world. What I have taken today is about the precautionary measures to be taken to keep our children safe from becoming an addict of this particular internet era, from becoming a gaming addict, from becoming other, uh, dangerous outcomes. That should be avoided. That is the purpose of today's paper. So what we have already seen should be looked into. Knowing the proper role of the mental health professionals, knowing the role of parents, mentors, gatekeepers. It's a must to understand the cyber world. So let us understand the cyber world problems through the human eye. That's very important. Always it is seen upon with a technological eye. We are doing this, improved, we are doing that, improved. These are all things possible today. How many ways of doing? A minister's voice can be doctored. A person's, personal, photograph can be doctored. And anything you can do on the internet with the help of the multimedia, and also in your own mobile. Your mobile phone is an atom bomb. Please remember that and be very careful. Thank you.
Thank you, Natarajan, for such an insightful session. Now, if anyone has any questions regarding the session, it's a moment for you.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Sir, nowadays, all the scholars who are preparing for any exams, we can see that they sit in front of the computer or in their mobile phone searching for PDFs, preparing question banks, working out and solving problems and things. When they are doing such things for hours, they forget their basic needs like drinking water, having food on time, and they don't even have time for social and emotional life. What will be the after effects of such activities?
First of all, we should take care of our health, and the basic things are needed. See, Kerala is a wonderful place where even uh, water drinking bell is being followed in some schools, in many schools. The government says it is followed. Unfortunately, when we are entering into the cyber media, we forget everything. And what preoccupies is the blue screen. That blue screen syndrome, that is what we call it. That is what you just explained now. Hours together, sitting and working on PDF or all these things, they are having their own side effects on us. Whole night, sometimes people sit and work and work. They forget basic things. When you are going to do it with a paper and pen, naturally, not with the gadgets, things are different. There you can have a gap, leave, go, come back. Anything, that kind of things happened naturally. But now the technology is keeping you very tight. And I can also tell you, exams when they are nearing and nearing, the preparation time also increases. But strictly we should follow one thing. Every 20 minutes, there should be a gap, and the 20-20-20 rule should be followed to maintain very good eye power. Number two, for the mental wellness, you need water nearby. Always it's best to drink water. Avoiding food is another big danger. Even though they want to eat, they have fast food nearby. Eat and do things. These are all things to be really avoided, and enough counseling should be given to the students as well as other exam preparators regarding this.
Thank you, sir. I have one more question to ask. While speaking about the role of mental health professional, you said we can bring out an emotional roadmap for cyber addicts. How can we bring out an emotional roadmap for cyber addicts? Can you just elaborate on that?
See, whatever these mental health professionals are going to do, first of all, there should be a criteria of get together planning, and also a kind of a society of the mental health professionals who can sit together and plan things. That has been done in so many places, and there are, of course, some manuals which are periodically coming out. Very recently, I read one manual brought out by the mental health professionals around the world. It is an international manual, but the problems prevailing in Africa, the problems prevailing in US, India, they differ from each other. Even in India, the problems prevailing area wise may differ. So naturally, we have to sit, plan, and go for one emotional map or anything we like to have. But at the same time, the society today is, whatever you are going to tell them, you should also tell them only through the media. So again, when you have anything regarding the internet or cyber world, you can present it also only through the cyber world. That is the real thing happening. That's what I wanted to mention.
Does anybody have any other questions?
So can I have the conclusion now?
Yes, sure. As we came to
Sir,
an end of the
basically,
seminar,
Yes, Father.
Yeah, I
As we
was
have
just
came to an end
referring
of
back.
the
Okay, continue.
sorry. Sorry.
Okay, please continue. Continue, please.
Okay, good. As we have come to an end of the seminar, I now invite Ms. Ananya Josephine of Second BSc Psychology for the vote of thanks.
A very warm good evening to one and all present here. Our topic for today's webinar was Mental Health Professional, Parents and Mentors, Gatekeepers. The resource person of the day, Dr. Aisha Era Nadarajan sir, gave us a wonderful insight to the topic. Sir gave us precautionary information for preventing our youngsters from putting themselves into dangerous outcomes of the cyber world. Sir gave us information on the mental and behavioral problems associated with the cyber world like nomophobia, video game addiction, internet addiction disorder, and computer vision syndrome, its symptoms and treatments. Your advice for parents to guide the children to use cyber world responsibility and the explanation of role of mental health professional in helping the cyber addicts would help both the parents and professional to help their children and clients to use cyber world for right things and help them lead a emotionally and socially stable life. The episodes of emotional stability and behavioral issues by different persons shared by Sir during the session has helped us understand the intensity of the issue. On behalf of the participants and organizers of the webinar, I thank Sir for his valuable speech and time. Thank you, Sir.
Thank you, Ananya. May I request all of you?
Next, I express our sincere gratitude towards Father Jimmy Akata, HOD, Department of Psychology, YIMS Palakkad, who has been working tirelessly for giving us a feast of information on mental health and cyber world. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
My sincere thanks to Sister Delphi, Assistant Professor YIMS Palakkad, for organizing and managing the session. Thank you very much, Sister.
Thank you, Ananya.
Next, I thank all the coordinators of today's session, students of Yakshatra Institute of Management Studies, Palakkad, for conducting the session well. My sincere gratitude to Kavya Nair for emceeing, Nandana for the prayer, Chitra Suresh who has delivered the welcome speech, and all others. Thank you all. The success of a program is in the hands of the participants. On behalf of the Department of Psychology, Yakshatra Institute of Management Studies, Palakkad, our heartfelt appreciation and gratitude to all the scholars and professionals for your participation and patient listening. Thank you, everyone. End is not an end. In fact, end means effort never dies. Work hard, put effort, learn and grow big. With this, I conclude. Wishing everyone a peaceful night. Thank you and have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, all of you, especially Dr. Ayesha Ira Nadarajan. Before we move into the national anthem, I would like to add a few words of gratitude to our honorable guest today. Dear Sir Ayesha, we are really honored. The audience is honored by your great, rich, theoretically very much noble and very high ideals, and also down to earth practical applications of the theory that you have really mentioned. When I approached Dr. Ayesha, he was so much kind and so generous and magnanimous to accept our invitation. So on behalf of all the participants, management, and the faculties of the PG Department of Psychology, I take this opportunity to express our great gratitude and indebtedness for your generosity and great mind. We also would request you to, whenever you pass through Kerala, usually from north, if you come, you pass through Palakkad. Most welcome to our college. Hope you can come and stay with us and share your experiences with us and just relax and let us go around. So once again, thanks a lot for your great mind, generosity and magnanimity. God bless you in your all endeavors. Thanks
Thank
a
you,
lot.
Father. Thank you very much, Father.
We are honored
You're blessed.
and indebted to you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll be part of all your programs. I'll share my
Thank
things in psychology with you people. I was very much honored today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Now, yeah. So, now, may I request all five national
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you so
Ladies and
much.
gentlemen, may I thank you very much for your active participation